Hi guys, and welcome back to another video Gaming with the Powers. I'm Jake.
I'm Sierra.
And today we're going to continue our series of looking at Marvel United Multiverse Kickstarter campaign. Today, I always get tripped up trying to say it.
We can't talk today.
We're going to be looking at update 36 through 40. So let's just go ahead and jump right in and see what we got. Okay guys, here we are looking at update 36. So in regards to update 36, I have already made an in-depth video on this update and should you buy it or should you not buy it. I'll leave a link up here somewhere so you guys can go ahead and check that video out if you have not already. But Sierra hasn't seen any of this, so we're just going to scroll through this and I'm kind of explaining through it really quickly just so she can see on that. Okay, babe, so the team decks, what they've decided to do is for $15 extra, they've made a deck of 6 cards. And you can, if you have characters that are all a part of that same team, so like for example the Avengers, if your characters are part of the Avengers, on top of the cards that you have in their respective deck, you have this little deck of 6 cards that you put to the side. You draw some of those cards, and those cards give you extra different abilities. Okay. So on your turn, instead of like playing one of your cards, you can choose to play one of the cards from the team deck instead and add that to the storyline. And so they just do different effects. So like, you know, this one, if we can't protect the Earth, we can sure be able to avenge it. So if the latest master plan card in the storyline has a BAM on it, treat a punch on this card as a double punch. Okay. So different things like that. But
do you know what's coming, or is it random?
Yes. So I believe you flip the first 2 cards. Yeah.
Okay.
So in the hard difficult challenge, we'll use the team deck is shuffled and placed face down within view of all players with 2 cards revealed to form the team display. Okay. And then you choose. But with all great things, what's cool is one of the cards. So 5 of the cards are going to help you. One of the cards is going to be a negative effect. So like if you drew this one, as long as this card is in the team display, heroes cannot perform the same action twice on their turn. Okay. And so what happens is as soon as you were to draw this card, it immediately gets put into the display. And so in order to flip this over, you have to spend an action. Like you have to play a card and that card gets negated to flip that over. Okay, so they have a bunch of different team decks. So they have the Avengers, which is all of your Avengers characters and a bunch of other characters.
I was going to say, I can imagine who.
Yeah, they have the new Avengers, which is characters like, you got Spider-Man, Luke Cage, Squirrel Girl, Spider-Woman, things like that. They have the X-Men, which is all of the X-Men. You have the Uncanny X-Force, which is a lot more of the stretch goal X-Men, some of those weird ones. You know, really Wolverine is the only one there.
Deadpool? What do you mean? Deadpool.
Or Deadpool, yeah. But like what I mean is from like the base box.
Oh, okay.
Like all the others are like,
I see.
Yeah. You have the Defenders, which is like Hulk, Black Panther, Daredevil. You have the A-Force, which is the female characters. The female.
Let's go, ladies.
Yeah. Guardians of the Galaxy. You have the Deadpool team up, which is all Deadpool characters. You have the Asgardians and allies. And then the Spider Army as well. Oh, they're coming out with, I'll have to show you one time. They're coming out with a new Spider-Man expansion called like Spider-Geddon or Get-On.
Spider-Geddon.
Geddon?
Armageddon, but Spider-Geddon.
I can't believe
Spider-Geddon.
I'm so embarrassing. I had made a whole video. I said Spider-Get-On. I didn't even realize it was Spider-Geddon. Oh my goodness, that's nobody.
This is why you need me.
I know
these videos.
But that one's cool because I have. I don't know. I can't believe I didn't put that together.
Like Armageddon, Spider-Geddon.
Yeah, so there's that one.
Spider-Geddon.
I just can't believe I didn't. They have the champions.
Oh my god.
The champions.
Who are the champions?
Black Widow, Miles Morales, Ironheart.
What makes them champions?
Sick. Youthful energy. That I guess they're just youthful characters.
Okay.
The Wakandans. And just a general deck of United heroes. Okay. So any mix of heroes that all belong to the same team.
Okay, so even if you don't have people from the same team. Okay.
Correct. And then there's 2 more that are like in 2 more updates. So that is update 36, talking about the team decks.
I'm definitely going to make you play Spider-Man, and I'm gonna be Gwen.
Okay.
Spider-Gwen, and you're gonna say Spider-Geddon.
Geddon. Okay, guys, update number 37, Jamming Among the Stars. So the community has been successful in hitting the 1,130K mark, unlocking Dark Child. There is another promotion or advertisement for the team decks. And looking at the next one, so at 1,150K, we're looking at a Starjammers team deck. So I've never heard of the Starjammers before, but basically what the Starjammers are is they're like the multiverse version of the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay.
So there's a team deck for them. So let's kind of read. The team deck requires use of heroes unlocked through stretch goals during this campaign, though it also has members which are part of stretch goals from previous campaigns. Also know that this team might still be bolstered by more heroes revealed over the course of the multiverse campaign. So these characters are Shad, Corsair, Hepzibah, Raza, Havoc, and Polaris.
I recognize Havoc.
Yeah, Havoc is Cyclops' brother.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so the Starjammers team deck gets this starship crew ready for battle. Many of its cards are Starjammer cards, synergizing with the hero decks and giving them extra wild tokens if the previous card in the storyline is also a Starjammer card. Fighting for freedom across the galaxy, they can attack henchmen or rescue civilians in all locations. When there's a hero, however, the Starjammers are a hunted crew, and ending their turn in a location with any enemy may result in the loss of an action token or a card.
That's cool. So is Havoc, this says Havoc and Polaris are mutant promos. Were those from the X?
Yes, so that was the promotional box. That's that big 120 box.
Yeah.
From the X.
We don't have that.
No, we don't
have
that.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so that is update number 37, guys, Jamming Among the Stars. Okay, guys, taking a look at update number 38. It's called Bring It Sister. So we are successful in hitting the 1,150K mark and unlocking the Starjammers team deck. And our next stretch goal at 1,200K is going to be Aurora. She sounds familiar, but I'm not sure. Orphaned as a baby, Jean-Marie Wauber was sent to a religious school in Quebec. Unhappy, she attempted suicide by jumping off a road, but instead of falling, she began to fly. Unaware of her mutant nature, the school punished her, triggering a dissociative identity disorder that she learned to suppress. It emerged again as an adult. While in Montreal, she faced a pair of muggers, managing to subdue them. Wolverine saw the attack and brought her to meet James MacDonald Hudson, creator of a group superhuman agents. She joined his team under the codename Aurora. All right, so she's a mutant. So in the previous campaign, we introduced most of the Alpha Flight team. They're talking about the X-Men campaign. But one member was notably missing, North Star's twin sister, Aurora. This hero is extremely fast, being able to travel at almost the speed of light. If she moves over at least 2 locations during her turn, she is able to perform free attacks or heroic actions. That's cool. Her speed also makes her very hard to catch, allowing her to evade most negative effects. She may also join with other heroes to power her photokinesis, generating attack or heroic tokens. Finally, like all members of Alpha Flight, she can gain extra action tokens for each Alpha Flight card played on the storyline.
Okay, that's similar to the
Starjammers, yeah. So there's her 3D mini right
that's
there.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay, what does this say? We'd like to take a moment to talk about Daken. While his stretch goal was received with much enthusiasm by the fans, there are also some puzzlement about the specific look we chose to represent this character. As many of you have pointed out, the pale skin look with extra claws protruding from his arm was something specific to a limited storyline and not representative of the character you know and love. After some deliberation, we decided to adjust the character so he is portrayed in the manner most fans of his know him best, and so have a greater connection to. They have a greater connection to. To do so, we have completely redone his coloring, as you can see in the updated bio below. I didn't know anything about it. I kind of too found it was strange that he was like a greenish.
He was like a bluish.
Yeah, he was like a bluish greenish color. I found it weird, but I didn't think anything of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so, and we have also removed the extra claws protruding from his right arm so that he is presented in a more traditional way. Yeah, I did notice that on like his right arm. There's like a claw coming out there, I think.
His elbow. Yeah, I think I remember seeing that too.
We hope these changes bring you even more enjoyment of this character. We appreciate your feedback, especially when it's done in the polite and constructive way we have witnessed. You help us make this a better game. Here's to another couple weeks of cool reveals. Well, thank you, CMON. We appreciate that. We always like a game that takes into account the feedback of the community. It lets you know that they're present and they listen to
That's a good way to handle things.
To what people say. Absolutely. All right. So this was update number 38. Bring It Sister. Looking at Aurora. Okay, guys. Looking at update number 39. Apocalypse time. Hoo-wee. The age of apocalypse. Oh man, I'm excited.
It's Armageddon.
Apocalypse.
It's gonna be an Armageddon.
Okay, heroes unite. The death of Professor X in a freak time travel accident resulted in a reality in which the world is ruled by the mutant despot Apocalypse. But not all mutants agree with Apocalypse's rule, including a group of ragtag freedom fighters led by Xavier's oldest friend Magneto. Old man Magneto. Only united can the amazing X-Men put an end to the age of Apocalypse.
Okay, I have a question. So when you back this, do you get all of these? Or you can pick and choose with what ones.
Yes. So
there's a lot of X-Men. We don't have the original X-Men. So is there a point for us getting X-Men?
To answer the first question, as of right now, they do not have a all-in bundle. Okay. I would imagine here. I think there's still like 12 or 10 days left in the campaign. So I imagine when they get to like day 3 or 4, they're gonna have an all-in bundle. But basically, as of right now, all of this stuff you can see like. It's an optional buy. Okay. So what you would do is like...
I want this, like pick and choose.
Yeah, so if you want to, if I wanted to, like I could just hit this manage my pledge button and add all of these things onto my pledge. Or I could just wait and get the all in, which would give us all of the expansions, things like that. So you can either choose to pick and choose or buy that, which I think, I think we're going to, I'll release a video later as we get towards the end of the campaign of like, should you back, like once they release the all in, should you back the all in or what am I doing specifically? Because I had this conversation with Sierra, like I don't think I'm going to go all in on this just because there's a lot of characters that number one, I don't really know. And like, I have no desire to really play them. So it's not like a must back. Like the original Marvel United campaign, I was like, heck yes, I'm dropping $300 and getting everything because I know all of these characters. This one is just kind of a mix of both.
Yeah, we don't typically know the X-Men as much, I would say.
Yeah.
That's probably our...
yeah. I know like the main X-Men and some of the side ones, but okay, let's continue with this here. So there is the Age of Apocalypse expansion. So this is going to be a $35 optional buy. This is going to be Kickstarter exclusive. So that's going to be good because this will definitely be able to hold its value. So in this, you're getting the X-Man. You're getting Sabretooth and Wild Child. You're getting Morph, the Age of Apocalypse Magneto, or basically Old Man Magneto. You are getting Apocalypse, Dark Beast, and Nemesis. Those are everybody that's coming in this. Okay, so let's take a look at this. So for $35, this Kickstarter exclusive optional buy brings a whole new take on the X-Men. In a world ruled by Apocalypse and his cohorts, heroes like Beast have gone villainous, while villains like Magneto and Sabretooth form the heroic resistance, joined by new X-Men heroes. The Age of Apocalypse brings complex new challenges and unorthodox heroes battling in an apocalyptic setting. Here is everything that it comes with. I'm not going to read that. That's a lot of stuff. But let's dive in and take a look. So the heroes, X-Man. So Nathan Gray, X-Man or Nate Gray, is an alternate universe version of Cable. Okay, you know who Cable is? I think Cable is like one of my favorite X-Men characters.
I recognize the last name Gray.
Yeah.
That one's obvious, but yeah, Jean Grey.
All right, so Nate Gray, the X-Man, was genetically engineered to be the ultimate mutant. In the game, he certainly stands apart. He has a deck of 16 cards, which is 4 more than usual, each of them with a different special effect.
With a different special effect.
Wow. That's crazy. And during setup, he can choose his 3 starting hand cards. His special effects are too numerous to mention them all, but they range from absorbing psionic energy to heal himself or others or shield him from attacks. mental powers that protect him from crisis tokens or randomizing effects, or can be used to affect other minds, flipping cards in the storyline or making henchmen attack the villain, or multiple energy attacks dealing a wide range of damage in close proximity or at range. The downside of all that personal power is that half of his cards don't have action symbols at the bottom, making him a poor team player. That's a good balance. I think they had a balance. Let's check out some of these cards right here. So Concussive Blast, a triple punch against a single target in your location.
That's a cool standee.
That is cool. Psionic Energy Absorption. So you gain a wild token as long as this card is face up in the storyline. At the end of the villain turn, if you have blank in your hand, you may draw. So if you have probably more than 3 cards, if you have less than 3 cards in your hand, you probably get to draw one. Memory Manipulator, you get a move. You may flip up blank cards in the storyline. They could be flip up master plan cards in the storyline, maybe, or flip up other cards in the storyline. That can go either way. But those are just some of his cards. So that is his game piece right there.
Cool.
And that is X-Man. That is pretty cool. I like that. I'd love to see this painted, to see what they do with that. All right, next one is Morph. I've never heard of Morph. Kevin Sidney, aka Morph, is a member of the X-Men who was born a fully activated mutant. His insane sense of humor often irritates his teammates. He has the ability to shapeshift into anything, most notably shifting into Sabretooth to convince Blink to use her powers to help the X-Men teleport to Apocalypse. His powers seem only limited by his great imagination and sense of humor. You know who he looks like? He looks like the DC guy, Martian Manhunter. Remember the green Martian guy that can change into people? I wonder if he's just the Marvel version of that.
Yeah.
Okay. So Morph is a mutant who has a hard time taking things seriously. His ability to change shape makes him incredibly resourceful, giving him an inordinate number of wild tokens, which his teammates will certainly also appreciate. He can make the most of the previous played hero card by adapting his shape to perform any action needed. Meanwhile, an aggressive shape can deal enough damage to knock the villain away, or a defensive shape can help him avoid damage. Morph's shape-shifting form makes him virtually indestructible, allowing him to recover quickly. He also has a very easy time evading any enemy trying to chase him down. That's cool, like you're morphing into...
Yeah.
Let's take a look at some of these. Adaptive shape. If the previous hero card in the storyline has at most 1 symbol at the bottom, you may get a free wild token. Double punch against a single person in your location. If it's a villain, then move to an adjacent location. Ignore the first damage you would take in the next villain turn. And those are both wilds.
Yeah, that adaptive shape would go well with X-Man.
Yeah, that would be.
They probably did that on purpose.
Yep. There is his model right there. All right, Magneto, the Age of Apocalypse. We know who Magneto is.
Oh, man.
So in the Age of Apocalypse reality, Magneto has grown into a true hero with a lot more heroic actions than his Earth 616 counterpart. His magnetokinesis has also been honed to focus on devastating attacks against a single villain. He has also become a respected leader to the point of sacrificing himself in order to allow his teammates to do what needs to be done. So let's look at some of his magnetokinesis? Yeah, magnetokinesis. Magnetokinesis. So double punch split as you like in your and adjacent locations, or triple punch against a villain in your location. That's good. That's a move punch. Leadership. Distribute 2 wild tokens in the pool among other heroes. If you do, discard 1 card from your hand to the bottom of the deck. That's pretty good. Magneto has access to his helmet in the form of an equipment card. This offers him permanent protection against effects that would force him to play his cards randomly or face down at the cost of turning face down his earliest played card. So it's a permanent equipment card. If you're forced to play your hero card face down or randomly, you may instead turn face down your earliest face-up card in the storyline to ignore its effect. Cool. There's his model right there. It's a cool model. They got nice glocks right there. Locks.
Golden locks.
Golden locks.
But they're not golden, they're white.
Okay, Sabretooth and Wildchild. You know who Sabretooth is?
Yeah, he fights...
Victor Creed and Kyle Wolverine. Yep. All right. The feral pairing of Sabretooth and Wildchild makes for a wild hero to play, keeping Wildchild barely under control, bound to him by strong chains. Sabretooth can unleash him to attack others, even allowing him to attack adjacent locations. Wildchild can also track down their enemies, moving as much as needed to find the nearest thugs and attack them. Sabretooth much needed protection to the pair, using his regenerative healing factor to recover from wounds received. I can't remember if Wildchild is his son.
I was gonna go up and see if it said it right here.
Yes,
that was one of first recruits. He grew to dislike killing innocent people, turned against Nemesis, but was badly defeated and landed up and he shared a cell with Wildchild, fighting him until eventually earning his loyalty and escaping prison together.
Wildchild is funny. Wildchild is like up there for me with the X-Men, just insane, crazy guy. He's like, and he attacks. Yeah. There is their pair. I like that. That's a cool model. I mean, like to have both of them there.
It's interesting that they combined them.
Yeah. Okay, Apocalypse, the Age of Apocalypse. So as the ruler of reality, Apocalypse has his plans already placed solidly in place. Interesting. Which puts the heroes, especially mutants, at a distinct disadvantage. The first card he plays forces them to refresh their hand, so they miss out on any vital starting hand cards they may possess. Oh, that's devastating.
Especially if you have X-Men.
Yeah. His BAM also further limit the hero's powers by removing cards directly from their deck, which also happens if they are KO'd. Apocalypse doesn't actually attack the heroes directly, instead using overflows and his henchmen to deal damage to them. In order to stop Apocalypse, heroes will have to complete a special mission in order to reset the timeline. So here are some of his henchmen. You got Sugar Man and Abyss.
His little hammer
says sugar. I know.
Okay.
Apocalypse's position of power gives him an army of powerful henchmen to do his bidding, with only one attacking each turn, but only that henchman being vulnerable to damage. Nemesis deals devastating damage all around him. Shadow King turns the hero's cards face down. Abyss attacks everyone regardless of where they are. Mr. Sinister removes hero cards and temporarily cancels their special effects. Dark Beast drains other henchmen's health to empower Apocalypse. Havoc deals unpreventable damage to adjacent locations, and Sugar Man jumps around, turning civilians into thugs and making them attack the heroes. You might have noticed this is a total of 7 henchmen. That's because Apocalypse keeps a surprise henchman in reserve, waiting for the right time to bring them into the fray.
Interesting.
That is interesting. So there's his game piece right there. So let's take a look at Dark Beast. So this is the villainous version of Beast, who has now turned black. So Dark Beast presents a complex challenge as his experiments are corrupting the mutant DNA, canceling all special effects on hero cards. Well, there goes X-Man. Instead of the regular missions, heroes will need to rescue civilians, defeat thugs, and clear threats following the precise DNA sequencing required to complete the Restore Mutant DNA special mission. Any task done out of sequence is lost. Dark Beast is the most dangerous combination of brains and brawn, with his BAM not only attacking heroes in multiple locations, but also removing all thugs and civilians in his location to feed his gene pool, accelerating his master plan.
That's cool.
Yeah, so there is his thing right there. Again, you can see you have to do all these in order. Okay. So, Dark Beast threats further his grim DNA experiments, forcing heroes to lose action symbols, action tokens, or hero cards. He is also aided by a troop of varied henchmen. Random adapts his attacks to the targets available. Fatale forces heroes to play their next card face down. And the multiplying religious zealots known as Madri hide in the crowd of thugs and civilians and attack heroes wherever there are thugs present. So there is Random, Madri, and Fatale, which kind of looks like Storm.
She looks cool.
There is the Dark Beast mini right there. And last one is Nemesis. So he claims to be the son of Apocalypse. He was sent to fight and kill Magneto students at the X-Men's base in order to prove his worth. He was defeated in battle by the Scarlet Witch. He left before the X-Men returned and was embraced by Apocalypse as his newest horseman. Magneto eventually destroyed Nemesis' physical body in revenge for Wanda. Dark Beast fitted him with armor that would not only channel his energy, but also contain him and keep him from dissipating. Interesting. The Son of Apocalypse, Nemesis, enforces his father's dark rule by accumulating crisis tokens until he wins the game. He gains these tokens by KOing heroes and causing overflows. His attacks affect heroes over a large area, not only damaging them, but also healing Nemesis. Being KO'd by Nemesis may also break a hero's spirit, causing them to permanently lose a card. Nemesis' crystalline armor prevents heroes from dealing more than 3 damage to him per turn, plus half of his threats further reinforce him so he's able to ignore some damage. He may also do some blood harvesting when he arrives at some locations, discarding civilians around him to gain even more crisis token. Sabretooth acts as his reluctant henchman, moving around and attacking heroes, though they may be able to reason with him if they have enough heroic symbols on their hand. Okay? My question is, can you play Sabretooth and Wild Child and then fight Sabretooth?
Yeah, probably not.
So there is the piece with him. I like the little helmet there.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So locations. Taking a look at some of these locations. So the locations in this set bring heroes to the alternate reality of Earth 295. The human High Council base may give heroes the aid of an action token of their choice, though that increases the thug's presence in adjacent locations. Avalon is a perfect place to recover from the fighting. The Seattle Slave Camp can add rescued civilians for free, though it takes a toll if there's anybody else in that location. And finally, Dark Beast Laboratory also allows heroes to sacrifice some of their health to damage henchmen anywhere. Be aware, though, that the experiments conducted in this lab make any henchman's place on it extra resilient. All right, so there are some of the locations there. Let's keep going through. Age of Apocalypse. Okay, so this is the Kickstarter exclusive Age of Apocalypse expansion, and that was update number 39. Okay, guys, taking a look at update number 40. She's got skin in the game, so we have been successful in hitting the 1,200k mark, unlocking Aurora. In the previous update, we looked at the Age of Apocalypse Kickstarter exclusive expansion, which you can optionally buy for $35. And today we're going to take a look at Husk, which we would unlock at the 1,250k mark. I don't know anything about Husk. Husk. Have you ever heard of Husk?
I have not.
I have not. So, Paige Elizabeth Guthrie. After her mutant brother Sam joined the New Mutants, Paige desperately tried to discover her powers, eventually finding out that her power was to shed her skin. Interesting. She kept her nature secret until her brother and others were abducted for a contest organized by the Games Master. When X-Force teamed up with the New Warriors to rescue the abductees, Paige secretly followed them and managed to defeat the Game Master. Soon after, Paige was kidnapped by Phalanx. When rescued by the X-Men, she subsequently became a founding member of Generation X. Okay, interesting. Husk's power manifests in a very unique way. She tears off her skin to reveal one of different material underneath. She starts the game with her normal skin, but when she plays one of her skin cards, she tears off her previous skin and gains a new effect related to her new skin. This remains in effect until she plays a different skin card, replacing her permanent effect. Her adamantium skin protects her from damage every villain turn. Her fire skin gives her extra attacks every turn. Her rubber skin makes her stretchy so she can perform extra heroic actions. That's pretty cool. Like, she gets a different constant effect every turn. So there's just some of her. Like, let's look at fire skin. As long as this is the latest skin card in the storyline, at the end of each of your turns, gain 1 punch token.
Yes, that's what it had set up there.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
That's pretty cool. Okay, her stone skin gives her the toughness needed to defeat a thug or rescue a civilian every turn. Finally, when she needs to recover, she can go back to her normal skin in order to draw 1 card. That's a cool mechanic for her. I like that play.
I don't like the look of it, though.
Yeah.
It's like stretching the skin.
To give her extra control of her abilities, her Omnimorph card allows her to swap face-up skin cards in the storyline or rearrange her deck. Yep, that is her model there. She's tearing off her skin.
Like, I get it. It's cool.
But she's like grossed out. Okay, guys. So that was update number 40. She's got skin in the game. All right, guys. So that was update number 36 through 40. As always, I hope you guys enjoy the content. Let's put in the comments, are you guys interested in the Age of Apocalypse expansion? Does that excite you? Is that going to be a back for you or an optional buy for you for $35? I think, that interests me. Am I going to buy it right now? I don't know. I'm up in the air. I'll have to review it a little bit further. But you never know. All right, guys. As always, please go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe. And we look forward to bringing you more content. Have a good one. Bye.